What is up, fellow pyros? Today we're going to take a look at a fusing video of how I fuse my mortar racks on any show that I use consumer shells on. As you can see here, these are all Excaliburs except for a couple, three of them are zombie shells. Let's go ahead and begin. So the first fuse here is a 45 per second burn time per foot fuse. This is what's going to start it off because I want to kind of be one shell after another. So we're going to attach the fuse to where it ignites, so that way the actual fuse of the mortar shell is in line with the flame, as you can see here, when you tape it. So that way when the flame burns, it will ignite that fuse and continue burning past it onto the next fuse. I will go ahead and speed up the video a little bit here until we get to the next type of fuse. Now I do want to talk about the other fusing methods that I have seen or heard of. The twine method, you have the zip tie, and then you have other kinds of tapes. From my experience, the twine never tends to work out too well. The zip ties, I always would zip tie it too tight, I guess, and it would not let the fuse burn on. And then the other types of tape I've seen, electrical, scotch, painter's tape, and this is the U-Haul Dave's Magic tape. I prefer it because I've never had any issues with it. The others sometimes doesn't carry the flame. As you can see here, this is the next fuse. This is a perfect fuse, 10 seconds per foot. We're going to cover this in the middle section so we can kind of speed it up for the next 7 shells. We'll go ahead and attach it to the same fuse as before, connecting with the last shell that was on that fuse, so that way, regardless, we have 3 fuses touching, guarantees that perfect fuse will ignite and continue on down toward the rest of the shells in this line. We'll go ahead and speed it up here again till we get to the quick fuse. Now, if you've ever worked a professional show or have ever built your own backyard show and had to put a lot of fuses to a lot of cakes or even E-match to a lot of cakes, you'll know it makes it easier, or it kind of speeds it up, if you preemptively put the tape pieces out before you fuse it. So that way it kind of speeds up the process and you can just get it knocked out really quickly. Now, as you can see here, we're getting to the end of this perfect fuse, and we have the last 3 shells that should be the finale of the night. We have this quick fuse. It's a 0.17 to 0.22 tenths of a second per foot. Got a little over 2 feet here, so this should burn in not even half a second. As you can see here, here's the 3 zombie shells that we got loaded for the big bang finale. Now you'll notice this quick fuse is going to be connected the same way we did at the other end over here. We'll put it right between the last fuse of the last shell, and then we'll put it in between the perfect fuse, so that way the 3 fuses all burn or ignite at the same time when it passes this quick fuse, ensuring that we get the flame to pass on to the quick fuse to ignite the last 3 shells. Now we'll go ahead and fuse these last 3 up. And while I do that, I want to ask all you pyros, what are the fusing methods that you use for your 4th of July shows? How do you connect your cakes to your E-match or your fuse? Or how do you just, build your show? Let me know down in the comment section down below how you guys typically fuse up your fireworks. Now that we got them all fused up, we'll go ahead and take one last look at them. Now it's going to ignite here at the 45 second per foot burn time fuse, which is a slow fuse, slowly, one shell after another, to kind of slowly build the show up. Then we're going to hit the second row, which is a 10 second per foot perfect fuse burn time, which is going to burn down pretty quickly, and igniting the quick fuse at the end, which is that 0.2 of a second burn time, which is going to take less than half a second to ignite these 3 zombie shells. When I typically use multiple different fuses, I want to ensure the show or the shells fire off the way that I want them to. So what I'll use is tape. So that way the shells will still blow off the tape, the first shell that goes through it, but it hopefully ensures the fuses burn the way I want them to. Now you'll notice a little bit later on in the demo, that did not happen. Somehow the perfect fuse ignited prematurely and the quick fuse went off pretty much mid of the finale. As you can see here, I attempt to try to prevent this. Now I've learned, if I want to ensure next time, the gap where I have between the last 3 shots and the other shells, there should actually be a gap between the 2 rows of the 7 shells. The reason why is because just in case it does skip ahead the fuse, the 3 last finale shots will still ignite at the end of the finale and not be in the middle or in the beginning like you see in the demo. Now that it's taped all the way up, we'll take one last look at it. Now we'll spin it around so you can kind of see from your perception or from your view how it's going to work. So we're going to light it down here on the left hand side. We'll put a electrical igniter, burn down. It's going to connect to the perfect fuse. That's going to burn down the quick fuse, and then it's going to end with some nice booms. So hope you pyros enjoyed this fusing video. If you want more like these, let me know down in the comment section down below. For now, let's go ahead and get to the demo. Get ready, it's going to get loud.
Like zinger loud?
Just get ready.
Okay.